Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. We're going to lighten things up considerably, and we're going to be talking about the Carifta Games 2023 that's coming next April. Really awesome. And so right now it's a sort of a soft launch, and we are very, very happy to have the CEO of the Games as well as the title sponsor, Oaktree Medical Center, here to talk about just what can we expect, the fact that Oaktree has stepped up in such a meaningful way to begin putting things in motion and making things happen. And so Oaktree is the title sponsor and partner for the Games, the 2023 Carifta Track and Field Championships, donating some $300,000 as the preparation for the Games began. Really, really awesome. I'll tell you this, there are some 25 countries expected and about 500 athletes in support. You know how that is. It roughly really can mushroom into about really 1,000 people that will be here in New Providence to participate, simply because of every athlete has their coaches and support team and staff members, etc. And so it really is going to be quite major. And so Oaktree stepped in, and I know the CEO of the Games, Lynden Maycock, is very, very happy. And so we have Lynden Maycock as well as Oaktree Medical Center's CEO, Dr. Dawn Deveaux, here, and we're going to really talk about what's expected, what's on tap, and also how meaningful, Lynden, this is that Oaktree has really put forward a meaningful effort in this way. And so, gentlemen, good evening to both of you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk about it, especially something that's so wonderful and encouraging, you know, and good for the country. So let's just start with you, Lynden. Let's talk about the 2023 Games. I mentioned the fact that, you know, about 25 countries, just athletes alone, about 500. Just how significant is this?
It's very significant to the Bahamas. The Games will be held next year, April 7th through the 10th, 2023. And during those games, we expect a whole lot of Bahamians, a whole lot of Jamaicans, a whole lot of Trinidadians and persons from all over the Caribbean, and also from South Florida, which is so close to us. And so those games are going to be very exciting. We are initially now in our planning phase, and you come to the stadium and it's a buzz.
So you're ready, things are already in motion planning-wise at the stadium.
Things are already in motion at the stadium, and you come there at 6:30 in the morning. It's crazy. The team there at the stadium is working. We're getting ready to launch on November 30th with the first ever international press conference for the Games. And this
November 30th.
For November 30th. And not only November 30th, but Bahamas, come December 1st, will be the official launch of these Carifta Games. And that launch will be broadcast live to the world. And during that launch, we will be unveiling and celebrating Shawnee Miller, Stevie Gardner, and also Antonique Stroin, former Carifta athletes that are currently elite athletes.
Elite athletes doing amazing things internationally,
for the Bahamas.
And I think Shawnee is being nominated as a woman athlete of globally, really, by an international athletics organization. So we're certainly looking forward to seeing what happens there. Right. But it all starts at Carifta.
It all starts at Carifta. But what really makes us happy is Oaktree Medical. That $300,000 became our title sponsor on Tuesday past. God has been good to us, to the Bahamas, and we thank our title sponsor, Oaktree Medical Center.
And that's amazing, and we want to bring in Dr. Deveaux because that is awesome. Normally you hear these sporting events, they can't meet budget, or it's a difficult thing trying to meet the budget. I want to congratulate you because this is not the first time I've sat at this desk, Dr. Deveaux, and heard other sporting events and major events happening in the country and then bring up the name Oaktree Medical Center as a sponsor, a significant sponsor at that. First of all, let's just talk about what it is that drives Oaktree to want to step up and assist in national events and making them happen and ensuring their success in this way that you've been doing.
Thank you, Shanique, and good afternoon, Bahamas. For us at Oaktree Medical Center, we want to be seen as more than a medical center. We are a community center. And one of the key things is we're about to be celebrating our 50th Golden Jubilee for the Bahamas independence. And I think we are at a critical juncture in our national development. And I'm young enough to know, to empathize with the youths of this time. I'm old enough to understand from whence we came. And from a nation of, we once used to care about each other. We were a community. And so now I'm seeing the community essentially being obliterated. And so we're now trying to say, hey, let's bring the community back. Let's bring the Bahamas back to get it back to where we once was, because we have fallen off greatly.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, you heard how we started tonight's show. We talked about that unfortunate incident in a place as serene as Kemps Bay, Andros. Of course, we don't know the details of it, but just to hear it really is just, it is heart-wrenching and quite disheartening. For Oaktree, how do you feel that you are building lives? You heard Lynden refer to the athletes that started. Like Carifta is like sort of the foundation. I understand Hussein Bolt got his start at Carifta, and people started noticing his raw talent. And so, how does Oaktree feel that they are helping to further enable, empower these athletes through tangibly efforts like you have done, with putting your money behind your words, and seeing them just soar here at the Games, but also to greater things?
I think, once again, we have to start from the youths. If we want to see a change in this country, we have to start from there. It's literally an investment in our future. Like I stated earlier before, like I said, we talk about investments in technologies and other initiatives, but investing in human capital, you cannot go wrong. And literally what we're trying to do is we're just building the future. It's all about the future, and the future starts now.
It absolutely does, and it's never too late to kind of hopefully turn things around. Lynden, let's talk about the Athletes Village and everything that's planned, everything. I mean, you have a great head start with such a wonderful budget already. Yes. I imagine mainly being met, or certainly significantly being met. Talk about what's on top.
What's on top is we are proposing a $3 million budget with respect to operations. And we are appealing to corporate Bahamas for that $3 million. We anticipate that the $3 million received from corporate Bahamas will be sufficient for the operations in terms of our athletes' development. And these $3 million that we receive will be posted in terms of our financial reporting, in terms of all the information, the expenses, the disbursements will be posted to our website. And so the Bahamas and the people of the Bahamas will see exactly where their funds would be used for. Monies that we will receive from the government, we anticipate will only be used for capital works. In terms of the preparation,
right.
Yes, in terms of preparation for the stadium and making things are right and ready for the Games. The Athletes Village, there are some fine hotels. I mean, we have some of the best hotels in this region, and so the athletes will be housed and accommodated in world-class facilities here in Nassau, Bahamas. And so we anticipate a whole gamut in terms of the whole operations of Carifta. We are presenting the Bahamas to the world. Next year is an election year for World Athletics, and so from the president of the World Athletics to all the council members will be in the Bahamas, and like you rightly said,
they all will be here.
They're all going to be here. And I must also say here, December 1, the Bahamas, the announcement for the Bahamas for the return of the relays, and it's all in God's hands now.
Well,
that announcement will be made.
What does this do? Because the Bahamas wants to host the World Relays again.
Yes.
And what is this Carifta? And the fact that it appears to be meticulously planned by you and your team, what does this do to kind of sort of have the world, those organizers and those persons there, say, you know what, the Bahamas, I think we should try go there again, because they're ready.
We're ready, and they know. They know what the Bahamas is capable of doing. You know, when Bahamians put their foot forward, we put our best feet forward. And so it's going to be an amazing time. like at the first and second World Relays, the term was coined, we will be Baja amazing.
I like that.
Baja amazing, you like that?
Baja amazing. I
Baja
like that.
amazing.
Is there a theme for the games?
Yes, the theme for the games, we will, it's our people, our region, our celebrations. And so for the 50th anniversary of the Carifta Games, our people, our region, our celebrations.
And listen, aren't you both? And Dr. Deveaux, I know you focus on medicine strictly, but you got to be paying attention to a little sport here, because you all up, like Oaktree, all up in every sporting event. But so isn't it inspiring and encouraging to see the wonderful raw talent and the talent that's been harnessed and made so polished and ready that our athletes, like you say, our people, our region, us, are now just making major impact on the world stage in athletics?
But I hear it sometimes. I remember that was 2000 when the Golden Girls actually won our first Olympic. And I just felt the togetherness from the country at large. And the beauty of sports is it brings people together in a world where everything is so divisive.
Yes.
We have sports that actually brings everything together. And for me, together we are limitless.
Right.
And so we want to bring all the commonalities and say, hey, this young lady from Beantown, this young man from Golden Gates, they can be anything, anywhere, if you just put your mind to it. But the key thing is putting them in positions and giving them opportunities.
Absolutely. You want to chime in, Lynden?
Yes. And so what we're talking about is there's a movement. There's a movement started by Dr. Don Deveaux and Oaktree Medical Center. And witnessing and see what God has done, it was 5 a.m. in the morning, Shanique, that we met, my team and I met with Dr. Deveaux at Oaktree Medical Center.
5 in the morning?
5 a.m. in the morning.
No, me in business.
And Dr. Deveaux, mind you, had to get permission and consent from the CEO. Don't mind him, he has to get permission and consent from the CEO, his wife, Christy Deveaux. And 5 a.m. in the morning, $300,000 Bahamas was signed, sealed, and delivered by Oaktree Medical Center. And why? Because Dr. Deveaux and his team has a heart, and you could feel it. You could discern people. Has a heart for the people and the youth of this country.
Particularly the youth.
And particularly the youth.
Is so needed right
That's
now.
right. Hearing his story from a troubled child, thrown out of school, went to St. Augustine's College. Yes, the great big red machine. Went to St. Augustine's College, and at times was thrown out for, I want to say, for a whole term. Couldn't pay his school fees. And to see what the Lord has done in his life.
Is that what drives you, Dr. Deveaux? Of course, you and your team, because obviously you present your ideas to a team on a board. But is that what drives you to want to give back in the meaningful ways you've been doing? You're now synonymous with really making these wonderful gestures and donations to events like the Carifta. But looking back at your history, having it very difficult from time to time, not being able to come up with school fees and whatever else was missing when you were coming up, are you now intent on making it easier for this generation and moving forward?
Shanique, I'm just here listening to everybody. And God is good.
Yes.
God is awesome. I wasn't supposed to be here today. And for me, everything is bonus.
Yes.
And so I empathize with the youth because I was once a troubled youth myself.
Yes.
I was exposed to the penal system. I know what it can do. And so if this can happen for me, it can happen to anybody. And so there is hope. You can do anything you want to do. And the only person who's going to limit yourself is you. And once you're alive and breathing, anything's possible. And so for me, This is priceless. I cannot put a price tag on saving another youth's life. And so any opportunity where I can actually give an opportunity, why not? And I tell people time and time again, the moment you realize when we die, you cannot take nothing, I repeat, nothing with you. And so my thought process is, give it a shot. Why not? And so I give because this isn't mine to give. This is the Lord's. I'm just a steward trying to do his work. And simple, plain and simple as that.
If only more corporate citizens would have that attitude, Lynden, that approach, just to step up and think of it as sowing into the next generation. Sowing, and he's being a good steward of it, yeah, and making an impact and a difference.
Yes,
along the way.
Yes, that's right, making an impact and a difference. And Shanique, I cannot say what has transpired over the last 3 weeks. It's only God. And to see the shift that's happening through this Carifta movement, and to see what God has been doing step by step, it's only God. And $3 million is a joke. We're going to surpass that. We're going to surpass that. We know that, okay, in terms of operations.
Right.
But to see those persons from the inner city and the team I'm talking about, see them come to work. See them come to work. I mean, at times you become so tired, it's like, dear Lord, this is it for me. But there was a particular moment that changed my life at this Carifta time. There was a morning that I came during Hurricane Ian, and there was a young lady that came there 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30, and it was raining. And she said, 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, Mr. Maycock, I just lost my baby 3 days ago, not 3 weeks, 3 days ago. And I need something to do. This thing is bigger than every one of us. And so what is happening here? $300,000 for Doc? It's nothing. But we're here to save lives. It's bigger than any one of us. And so what is happening? It's a movement. And it's not the traditional means, We could have taken the lazy way out and go and get up the regular sponsors. But no, we're coming to the accounting firms, we're coming to the law firms, and we are coming to those professionals who we know have been stepping up and have been silent. It's time, and it's time for those persons. And they know who they are. All my doctor friends, all my accounting friends, all my lawyer friends. And these are millionaires that we can save this country.
Make a difference.
Make a difference.
Lend a helping hand today. Absolutely. I thank you both very much, Oaktree Medical Center, Dr. Don Deveaux, and also the CEO of the Carifta 2023 Games, Lynden Maycock. Thank you both very much. And you know what? Hey, stop by again. Let's just see how it's all going. As we count down towards April and the Bahamas hosting the region, including South Florida. It's really, really awesome. And you know what? Congratulations, Oaktree.
Yes.
Really awesome. And congratulations as well, Lynden.
Yes.
Obviously, this will be quite unique and special because you're leading with heart.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Bahamas, come
here.
gold with us. Come gold with us. That's our slogan. Come and gold with us.
Gold, G-O-L-D?
G-O-L-D. Come gold with us
with
for the
us.
50th Golden Jubilee of the Carifta Games.
50-50.
That's right. 50 Carifta, 50 the Games. Come gold with us. Thank you all very, very much.